Yesterday, Congress finally started to do something, and what they did confirms that the XRP Fomo run is about to begin, starting with Gary Gensler's firing from the US exec. It's about damn time. Indeed, Metaloma said in this interview that the time for tighter control by Congress and harsh warning letters is over. It's time to get real. Pay close attention. Congress's job is to keep an eye on the government agencies. That's the issue. Elizabeth Warren gives Gary Gensler the questions she plans to ask in a public meeting and says, "Here, Gary, I just wanted you to be ready. Also, just so you know, I've already thought of answers to these questions. Please let me know if that is not okay with you." That's what I think. Theater of control. It's not a valid mistake. When people in Congress see what's going on, the judges keep saying that these decisions are made without any reason. You collection lawyers are lying in debt box. Congress should do something and tell the SEC that they will not get any more money until this House gets organized. As of this month, a U.S. House committee will decide on legislation to create a clear and practical regulatory framework for digital assets. This is good news for those in Congress who believe in this. People think that this new law will go into effect during the week of May 20th, which is just 1 week from now. This new law will limit, or rather destroy, the SEC and their excessive oversight control over the crypto industry. If this new law passes, which we hope it does, it will be the first of many that will finish regulatory systems, and thanks for seeing. From what I can tell, they didn't do anything at all, which was the first step toward their demise. After all, why would the US or Congress need the SEC if they could do it themselves? Plus, the date of this new law means it might be the last straw for the SEC in its case against Ripple, which would start the XRP Fomo run all over again. It looks like XRP will win already. According to a podcast with Chris Vasquez and Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, the SEC's moves are just a speed bump on the way to XRP and crypto's inevitable takeover. Pay close attention. The steady growth of crypto over many years and decades. This doesn't mean anything. What a speed bump it is, because I'm so excited about the future of crypto. In 20 years, we'll think, God, that was awful. But you know what? I think the market will be measured in many, many trillions, no matter what the mark is. Yes, and because it's a way, it will change how a lot of deals work. In the long run, it will win because it will cut down on friction, costs, and waste. Most of the time, the best technology wins in the long run. So with this being too much, the CEO of Ripple is showing a lot of confidence, and Congress is taking more and more steps to get rid of Gary Gensler's version of the SEC. When I think of this, the only word that comes to mind is inevitable. It is certain that Ripple will win, the SEC will fail, and the XRP Fomo run will happen. Congress is now working on the most important element, that Wilson XRP's price soaring in value and may be much higher than any other asset in my view, and its regulations. Regulations are one of the most important parts of this new era of money, where crypto and traditional finance are coming together. Since I talked about it in my last video, Ripple is deeply connected to the rules that are being made. In fact, the EU only talked to Ripple when they were talking about micro, a very, very big deal. And we have evidence here from Smoke that XRP will be covered under MiCA. They will be covering utility tokens, and according to McKinsey from Ripple, XRP is a utility token. And according to this information, it's also believed that XRP will capture 80% of the cross-border payments market by 2028, with a market predicted to reach $230 trillion 2028, which is insane. Garlinghouse has said many times, including in this interview, that XRP is trying to solve a problem worth many trillions of dollars. Let's listen. I already told you that XRP's market value is about $25 billion right now. That's $27 trillion in problems you're fixing. I'm not saying it's going to 27 trillion, mind you. You make that structure less rough. But when I think about the other use cases and consumer use cases, I think there are a lot of other use cases where we think XRP could be a very efficient digital currency. Ripple is focused on payments, and we think about it kind of the same way. Amazon was really good at books. The name of the company actually was Amazon Books. It wasn't Amazon, and then they decided, hey, let's go do another vertical. When I think about what Ripple's trying to do, we want to be extremely good at solving a very big problem around payments and liquidity on a global basis. We are actively, frankly, investing in other use cases for XRP, and those aren't things we will follow, but some of them will be consumer-centric. And therefore, with this in mind, the XRP Fomo run, fear of missing out run, was inevitable once the regulations to utilize utility tokens have been enforced, and they will be. Enforced move. And also why I stated that XRP will explode higher than most other assets is because XRP will be the only asset with legal regulatory clarity in the United States within the next few weeks or even the next few months. Bitcoin is the only other asset of clarity right now. Yes, but for one, it isn't legal clarity. It's just because it's Bitcoin. And furthermore, believe it or not, Bitcoin doesn't actually fall under the regulatory frameworks of MiCA, so it will not be supported in the future. XRP, though, is, and they're the ones that create these regulations. Right now, we are here very early in the bear trap phase, but the FOMO run is closer than. you think, and for XRP, in my personal opinion, not financial advice, but XRP for me, it is even closer. Another reason as to why I also believe this was highlighted again briefly in my last video, it has to do with the downfall of USDT Tether, as Tether's creators investors about whether the coin was fully backed by dollars. According to the breakdown, it's not fully backed by a dollar, and when the curtain finally pulls back, it will all be revealed and Tether will collapse like a black swan event, like FTX, and Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse confirmed that this black swan is happening right now. The curtain is about to be revealed as the US government is now going after Tether. Pay close attention. And probably SPF and CZ were the two most important players in crypto. Now, you've got one definitively in jail, one I guess potentially headed to jail. And, I bring this up in context of black swans is like, it's hard to know, but on the positive, think about the frickin' resilience of this industry and market that 2 years ago, somebody who I thought I knew a lot about what's going on crypto, I would have said these are the two most important companies, the CEOs of the two most important companies now either are in jail or I think headed there. Yes, unfortunately, in some ways, the CZ stuff I'm less close to, and so I don't know as many details, but look, the resilience of the market, that should give us immense optimism. Yes, about what's coming. Do I think there's going to be another black swan? Of course, 100%. I just don't know exactly what it is. The only one that's going to be an interesting one to watch, and I don't even know how he calls a black swan because I feel like black swan by definition be like predicted, didn't see that happening. Yeah, the US government is going after Tether. So with Tether's collapse closer than ever, opening up a passage for XRP and the new Ripple stablecoin to take its place with the Ripple lawsuit verdict coming closer and closer to an end, with the regulations and frameworks being laid out before our eyes, and most importantly, with America finally making their move, a Congress taking charge and doing what they must do to limit the SEC's control, Ripple's adoption, especially about to explode, and the XRP Fomo 1 will soon follow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.